everybody, so today I'm making a Spanakopita, that is pastry sheets, that's phyllo pastry sheets layered with a spinach, ricotta and feta mixture. And to start with, I'm going to run through the process first, run through the ingredients first and then the process, so you can decide if you want to go ahead and make the spinach pie or not. So to start with, you will need 2 leeks, the white, but a little bit of the green or the tender part of the green is fine. You're going to use half a cup of chopped dill, 2 bunches of spring onions or green onions chopped finely, 2 onions chopped finely. I'm using 2 pounds of spinach. I'm using a frozen spinach today, which I'm going to drain and squeeze out all the excess water. For the cheese mixture, you require 4 eggs lightly beaten, a half teaspoon of nutmeg, and you require 250 grams of ricotta and 200 grams of feta cheese. You will require also phyllo pastry and 454 grams, that is 1 pound of phyllo pastry sheets, a quarter cup of butter melted, and 1 cup of olive oil, salt and pepper to taste. Thank you. So I am squeezing out the excess water, and this is how I do it. This is frozen spinach that has been thawed overnight in the refrigerator. So it has been defrosted completely. You can also use fresh spinach, 2 pounds of fresh spinach, washed and chopped finely. So this is how I am squeezing out the excess water. I put it in a cloth and just turn it like that. That's all the excess. Make sure you take off all of the excess water. Okay, so to start, I have prepped all my ingredients. I have chopped the leeks. This is approximately 1.5 cup. 1.5 leek. This is 2 large onions chopped, 2 bunches of spring onions chopped, and this is half a cup of dill, approximately half a cup of dill. You can add more if you want more flavor. And this is 2 pounds of frozen thawed chopped spinach, drained and chopped spinach. I have lightly beaten my eggs, and now that I have everything ready, I am going to turn my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit for it to preheat. I'm going to start with heating my oil. Once the pan is hot, I'm going to put in half a cup of olive oil, and I am going to saute the leeks, the onions, and the onions. Once that is lightly browned, maybe around 5 minutes, I'm going to add in the spring onions and the spinach and the dill. So this is around the 5-minute mark. It has browned lightly, as you can see. I am now going to put in the spinach and the spring onions and stir that well. So I'm going to let the spinach cook for around 5 minutes, And before that, I'm going to add the dill. And actually, I'm going to add just a little bit more of olive oil. Just a little bit more. Mix everything up and let it cook for 5 minutes until the spinach is cooked. If there is excess water, you can drain it. You should drain it, and we'll come back. That is, I'm adding a little bit of salt to the mixture and a little bit of pepper. While that is cooking, I'm going to beat my eggs and mix in the ricotta and the feta cheese together. That's the ricotta. I don't need all the ricotta. And that's it. You can stop. This I'm going to be grating around 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. You can add a little bit more if you want more flavor of the nutmeg. You can up to 1/2 teaspoon. So the ricotta mixture, the spinach mixture is now cooling. It has to cool down before you add the egg and cheese mixture to it. And then we'll start layering the phyllo pastry. So while everything is cooling down, I have melted the butter. I put it for around 15 seconds in the microwave. Melted the butter and I added 1/4 cup of olive oil to it. We will need this to brush onto the pastry sheets for the Spanakopita. You might need a little bit more olive oil, but for now I've put 1/4 cup of butter melted and 1/4 cup of olive oil together. This is also a good time to keep the next phase of the Spanakopita equipment ready. So this is a 9 by 13 inch pan that we will use. I'm going to lightly brush it with the mixture that I made before. Just lightly brush it. Then we will put the phyllo pastries in here. And you will also need a damp towel to cover the phyllo pastries so it does not dry out when you are layering it. So you can keep that ready when the spinach mixture is getting cool. Okay, so I am mixing the egg mixture along with the spinach mixture now. Mix everything together. At this point, I am going to check for seasoning. It might need a little bit more salt, but I'm going to test that and see. It needs just a little bit more salt, just a little bit. Now I have opened the phyllo pastry sheet. This has been defrosted in the fridge overnight, but if you haven't had a chance to defrost it in the fridge overnight, you can leave it out for 3 hours and it should come to room temperature. You have to be really careful with working with these phyllo sheets because they are very, very fragile. Detailing. the phyllo sheets into this pan. I'm going to cut it into half like this. There you go. And now I'm going to quickly layer it and cover it with a damp cloth. So go. Make sure that it doesn't dry out. So I'm going to put my damp cloth on this. If you have a pan spray, it's easier and better, but I don't have the spray now, so I'm just using. So you need to layer all of these sheets. One half of them, you have to layer all of them quickly. So there's also. Make sure you spread the oil to the sides as well. Continue doing that until you finished one half of the sheet. So I have finished up using one side of my pastry sheets. If it breaks a bit, if the pastry sheet breaks, it's not a problem. Just throw it in there. It's fine. It all comes together as a pie. And I like to keep warming my mixture to just keep it lukewarm so it spreads easier. So now I'm going to put this into. We might not need all of that. And we might not need all of the mixture, and that's fine. If I don't use all, I'm going to use the remaining to make triangles. But that video is for another time. So, I might just use all. We buy Spanakopita all the time, especially in rolls for lunchbox meals for the kids, but nothing like homemade. The taste is completely different. So I want the olive oil mixture a little bit more. I want it for 10 seconds in the microwave, just so that it becomes a little bit more liquidy. You can add more butter if you want, but I think I have enough for that. So I'm going to put this now on top. I'll repeat the process. This is a little bit more difficult than the first phase because now you have the mixture underneath. And so this is the final layer, and actually I found that it's easier if you if you put the oil and butter mixture into a bowl, into a mug like this rather than a bowl. It's easier for layering. So now that it's done, I'm just going to score the top because it's going to be hard to score it later on, to cut it later on. It's going to be crispy. So make sure you brush it well, the final layer really well, with lots of oil. And now I'm going to score it. And these, you can just turn them in. Okay, so that's it. Okay, I'm going to score it. Just lightly over the surface and not completely. Don't puncture the filling. Don't puncture the sheets so that it reaches the filling. Just need to score it on top, just the sheets. Okay, that's going to go in the oven in the 350 degrees Fahrenheit preheated oven for around 25 to 30 minutes. Once this is golden brown, it's ready to take out. So I think this is done now, and you can take it out. Yeah, it's done. I'm going to let it stand for 5 minutes, for maybe 10 minutes, and then we will dig into it. We'll come back. We are cutting into the pie, and let's see how it turns out. Okay, 1 second, let me take this down. It's kind of tricky to take it out. And this is why you need to score it before. I'm trying to take it out without it breaking, and I am succeeding. Just a little bit there. Okay, there you go, guys. Here it is. That's the spinach and ricotta pie. And this is what it looks like inside the pie. Yeah.